Beth here with Pelwell, and welcome. So we are starting our 10-week program on the 10 principles for intuitive eating. We're going to learn what the principles are and how you can implement them into your journey as you start intuitive eating. So let's get started. So principle number 1 is to reject the diet mentality. So what does that really mean? Well, what is diet mentality? Here's an example. Do you subscribe to any web pages or blogs or magazines that maybe have these types of titles? 21 meals under 400 calories. Top 10 foods to lose weight. Low carb pasta ideas. Any of these things that are already setting your mindset up to focus on eliminating a different food group or limiting the amount of calories that you take in. This is diet mentality. That is the diet culture that we need to start breaking away from so we can truly start getting in tune, get it, intuitive eating. So let's begin. First thing that comes with rejecting the diet mentality is that we need to recognize and acknowledge the damage that diets cause. Have you ever thought about that? There's real damage that happens when we have been chronic dieters. Think about this. Of all the previous diets you may have tried, have they truly helped you to lose weight and to keep it off long term? Or when you think about previous diets and you go to want to try them again, are you really just considering the temporary weight loss that they may have provided? What has the diet done to our body? Biologically, when we restrict and restrict and restrict, we are getting out of tune with our body and we are becoming more disconnected with it. What has diet done to our mind? Did you not have a body image issue before? Did you maybe not struggle with disordered eating, but now you view food as something that needs to be controlled and almost like an enemy? That is a mindset that is stemming from diet culture, and we need to break free from this. Now, understand too that if you have tried diet after diet after diet and it has not worked, it is not about your lack of willpower or you being a failure. It is the system of the diet that is the problem. Diets and focusing so much on body size or that number on the scale sets everybody up for failure. So, reject the idea that there is any good diet out there. Stop with the mindset of lose 10 pounds in 10 days or this quick weight loss trick. Have they ever worked for you before? If they had, you probably wouldn't be here wanting to learn how to be an intuitive eater. After you finish this video, do yourself the favor of going and unfollowing all social media accounts that push diets and food restrictions, especially the ones that make you feel bad about yourself. And then go and find social media accounts that promote healthy relationships with food and healthy body positivity. And as you start on this journey, remember to give yourself grace and compassion. Be aware that diet culture is something that is deeply ingrained, and this mentality is going to take time to uproot. Deconstructing and unlearning a mindset takes time, patience, and intention, and you are not alone. You can even allow yourself to get angry at all of the lies that diet culture has led us to feel, and those lies being that I'm a failure every time I start a diet and I can't finish it. And then every time maybe we've started a diet and lost weight and gained weight back and we feel that failure. Get mad at that so we can truly reject the diet mentality and see it for the enemy that it truly is. Have you been on so many diets that you can't even remember them all? You're not alone. It's very common for people to have tried numerous diets throughout their lifetime, hoping to find that one that's gonna stick, that one that's finally gonna work. Many diets have very strict rules to follow. And diets are initiated by the mindset of I can change my body size, or I can get that number on the scale to finally be what I want that number to be. And we are going into this with I can control the food. But often that hope is a false hope and it's not a solution to any problem. It's often the thing that leads to food controlling us. So it's no wonder that excitement and motivation at the beginning of a diet, the feel-good part of starting it, fades away very quickly. And it's worth mentioning that you don't have to be on like a formal labeled diet to be participating in the diet mentality. We often aren't dieting, but have thoughts that some foods are morally superior to others, and then we start to follow that rule of this food is good or this food is bad, and so we avoid the bad labeled foods. That is still a diet mentality that we need to reject. Stop labeling your foods. So the first principle of intuitive eating, reject the diet mentality, is the foundation that the rest of the principles are going to be built upon. Have you ever felt any of the following? Feeling as though you have to pay penance to earn a food, or maybe even food in general? Do you constantly track your food intake, counting calories or macronutrients? Do you restrict specific food groups, maybe carbs or fat, fearing that these may be unhealthy and may make you gain weight? Do you reduce portion size or get really strict right before an upcoming event because you want to fit a certain size? Do you choose foods because they're labeled as low fat, clean, or health food? And last, do you judge yourself based off what others are eating and or not eating? All of that stems from a deeply ingrained diet culture, diet mentality. So noticing when any of those types of thoughts start to creep up is the first step to rejecting diet culture. Once you start to realize that those thoughts are starting to come back up, acknowledge them, and then reject that mentality. It will take time, lots of time, to begin to correct these thought patterns and behaviors. We're talking about changing a complete mindset. So be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself as you start on this journey. So here's one practical step that I would like you to take away from today. Remove the junk in your environment that is not serving you. That could be your weight scale, skinny clothes, diet books or magazines, food tracking apps, or like I mentioned earlier, any social media that promotes diet mentality, especially the ones that make you feel bad about yourself. Rejecting the diet mentality is no easy feat. You must revisit these ideas and principles time after time. When we've lived with our lifetime under the influence of diet culture, we must have compassion for ourselves as we work through unlearning, relearning, and taking the steps towards no more dieting and healing our relationship with food. So this was just one of 10 videos that are coming right here on Pellwell, Play, Eat, Live Well. Make sure you hit below to subscribe and turn on notifications, as every week we're going to be releasing the next principle and how you can implement it. And if you want more and you want to delve deeper into this subject, go over to our website, which I'll include in the descriptions below, and read the full blog of what this video is based on. Next week, we're going to get into principle 2, which is honoring your hunger. So we're going to really see how to take steps into getting back in tune with your body. So don't forget to hit subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you next week.